Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another video. In this video tutorial, I would like to go through some basic Cisco switch configurations from scratch. Just some basic configurations that you can do when you first get your switch to get it up and running. So the first thing I would like to do is you can download a program called putty or Terratom. They both work the same, so I like using putty, but sometimes I do use Terratom to trace the COM port I need to use to administer the Cisco switch or router. I will show you what I mean in a bit. So what I'm gonna do is I've already connected my Cisco switch to the power and the console port. For you to start the configuration, you need to trace the COM port that you need to use. For you to trace that COM port, I'm going to use putty. Can click on putty. If I open up putty here, double click on the desktop. This is what you see by default putty. So what you need is the serial. So if you click on serial here, if you click on the drop down menu, it shows you the COM ports you're using. So in my case here is COM port 3. This is why I like using Terratom, just to determine what COM port do I need to use. Then I'll close it, then kick it off straight away with putty. But the other way to find out what COM port you need for your system before you kick it up is you can open up this PC, right click on this PC. If you don't have this PC on your desktop, because Windows 10 installation or Windows installation by default doesn't show you this PC on the desktop, so that means you have to bring it up by going right click on your desktop and click on personalize. So that's how you bring it up, by selecting it. So by default it doesn't come on the screen, but you can use the recycle bin which comes by default on the screen. So if you double click on the recycle bin, if you don't have this PC, if you get to this menu here, you can click on device manager. So device manager will bring you to this menu here. So this is where you can check what COM port is active on your system. Like if I click on this bit here, I can see the same COM port which is active like I saw it in Terratom. So I need COM 3. So if I close this here, I'm gonna go and open up putty from the desktop. So if I open up putty here, I click on serial. Then by default it says COM 1, but I need COM 3, so I'm going to delete this one here and type 3, then press enter. So by pressing enter here, if I click in this box here, I'll just maximize it and just press enter. The moment I press enter, that's my switch there. So my switch is connected. In this mode, this is the mode you call the user exec mode. In this mode you can do a limited configuration here, just limited you can do here. But if you want to do more config, you're gonna have to move to the privilege mode. To get to the privilege mode, you need to type enable, or inside you can type just en, then press enter. En, then press enter. So I'm in the privilege mode. At this stage I can check my configuration mode if I have anything in the console. I've not configured anything at the moment, so I can easily type so running config. If I press the tab key, it should finish it for me, but if I type so run, I will get the same result and press enter. So as you can see, my configuration, I've not configured anything. It's like a brand new switch, or a switch that has been erased. So the first thing I would like to do is to create a password for my console to log into the switch to make it secure. To create a password, I will first go into the configuration mode by typing config terminal. I just type config space T, then press the tab key to complete the spelling for me, but just typing config and T is even enough. You can get to it. Press enter. If you can see, it's changed to the configuration mode. So the first thing I would like to do is to create a password for the console, which is line console C0, because I've got only one connection for my console cable. Then press enter. So at this stage I will type the password here. The password, I will say password Cisco, then press enter. I need to type login, then press enter. So the next thing I need to type is login synchronous. Login synchronous and press enter. The reason why I type login synchronous, it avoids your configuration being interfered. Like sometimes you will type a command before you finish, it jumps to the next line, so you might get confused if you are not careful. So once you type this after creating the password, anytime you want to type, it will allow you to type whatever you want to type until you finish it, until you press the enter key. So I've created a password for this console port now. So I would like to create a Vty password. That password is necessary, like if I want to remote into a remote switch by using telnet or SSH. SSH is secure side, telnet is not secure, but you can use telnet to remote into a remote device. So I will type line Vty. By default is line Vty 015, but I will just use 04, which means you can do up to 4 concurrent connections at the same time. So I'll just say 04 space 4, then press enter. To create a password here, I'll say password Cisco again for a test. Then press enter. I need to type login again, then press enter. So I've created a password for the Vty line for remote login on the console. So the next thing I would like to do is I would like to change the hostname. The hostname right now for my switch is called switch by default. I'll just click on exit here to go back one step to the console line. On the console line I will type hostname. I would like to name my switch as EB, then press enter. You can see the name of the switch has changed to EB, so I can easily identify the name of my switch. The next thing I would like to do is to create a banner. A banner is like if you want to give a message at the login screen, for example, just telling people not to log into this switch for whatever reason it is. So it's just to send a message for people, to deter people from using the switch or logging in. I can just type banner MOTD Then you can use any symbol you like to use to finish up the config. So you type your text in. I normally like putting a sign there. Then I'll press enter here, then type my message. Please. Please do not log on to this switch. And if I press enter, I repeat the same sign here. So I'll use the same hash key, then press enter, will jump to the next line. So the next thing I would like to do is to create a VLAN. VLAN is created by default. We got VLAN 1 in the suite by default. But if I can show you here, to show the configuration here, because I'm on the config line, I need to use do so run instead of saying so run, because if you're on the privilege mode you can just use so run, but because I'm on the config line I need to type do so run. So that shows me my config. So I'm meant to type do so ipconfig interface brief. Do so IP interface brief. So that's what I wanted to see, the IP configuration. As you can see here, I've got VLAN 1 on assigned, on set administratively down, no IP address has been assigned, and it is down. So I'm gonna assign an IP address to the VLAN 1, a subnet mask. I'm gonna use a class C IP address subnet mask by default. Then I'm gonna activate the line by typing no shut or no shutdown. So if I go back to the config line, interface VLAN 1, so type IP address 192.168.1.1 space 255.255.255.0, then press enter. So the next command I need to use is no shutdown, no shut to activate the link. So the line in the VLAN 1 interface is up, change state to up. So if I go back to exit again, because I'm on the privilege mode now, I'm just gonna say so IP interface brief instead of saying do so. So do so, you use it on the configuration mode. So I'm gonna say so IP interface brief. If you can see, the VLAN 1 has been assigned with IP address class C 192.168.1.1. Then the subnet mask is by default class C. So if you can see, the status is up. So the next thing I would like to do here is if I go up to the configuration, so running config, if you look at my password here, if you look at my configuration here, VLAN 1 IP address and the subnet mask 255.255.255.0, which is by default class C. You can see my banner messages here. Please do not log on to this system, to this switch rather. Thank you. So if you look at my password, line console 1, it says password Cisco. So it's like my password is displayed. My password is displayed. Anybody can see my password, which is not secure. So I could have used enable secret instead of password. So to be on the safe side, when creating a password, I'm gonna go back to config T. I'm going to go back to line con 0 to secure the password. The password was password Cisco. So to secure all your password, I could have typed service password encryption. Need to go back one step, exit. Service password encryption. So this command, the moment I press enter, should secure all my password at once. So if I go back to exit here, so run. So if I go down, just press the enter key to scroll down. If you want to scroll down all in one to the last bit, you just press the space bar. But I'm just going to use this to get to the configuration bit. So if you can look at my configuration, after the banner here, my password doesn't show password Cisco anymore. It's been encrypted, and all the passwords have been encrypted, same as the Vty line, so nobody can see my password. So the next thing I would like to do here is to save my configuration. To save my configuration, I'm on the privilege mode now, so I'm gonna type copy. I can type WR, which is not recommended by Cisco. So this will save my configuration, but what is recommended by Cisco is to type copy running config space startup config. So this is the proper way of saving your configuration. So now the moment I hit this here, it's gonna ask me to save it config, so I'm gonna press Y for yes, up arrow, just press enter, no need to put Y. So that's been saved now. So I'm gonna type reload to restart the switch, so that you can see I'll be asked to type my password in. So I'm gonna type reload here. Yes, I want to reload the system. So the switch is gonna restart in few seconds. and I will be asked to type my password in for the console line to log into the switch. So the Cisco switch has rebooted now, so the moment I strike on the enter, I'm being asked to put the password in. As you can see, my banner is still there telling me just log in. So my password, I'll type it in, which is Cisco. One good thing about Cisco is when you're typing the password, it doesn't show you the characters, it's just blank. But just carry on typing your password, then press enter. It will allow you in. So now I'm gonna enable it here. Press enter. So if I had used enable secret after creating the password, at the enable bit it would have asked me to type my password in again because I didn't put enable secret in there. So I'm gonna say so run. So if I scroll down here, I should be able to see all my configurations. So my IP address is still there on my subnet mask. My passwords are still encrypted, both passwords for Vty and the console. Okay, so the last thing I would like to do is I would like to erase all my configuration I've got in this switch. So to erase that, I will say right erase. Right erase. So at the moment I hit this command, it's gonna ask me, do I really want to remove all configuration files? Confirm. Okay to confirm. So all has been erased now, but I need to reboot for the changes to take effect. To reboot, I'll type reload. Confirm reload. Yes, I press enter to reload the switch again. So after the reload, everything would have been deleted. It would be a fresh switch, just like I had before doing any configuration. So once I press the enter key, I should not be asked for any password. So would you like to terminate auto install? Yes. Would you like to enter initial configuration dialog box? No. So as you can see, like from the beginning, I've got switch. The name of my host switch is normal EB, which confirms that all the configuration in NVRAM have been deleted. So I tap exit there. So that's the end of this tutorial here. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in another video. Thanks for watching.